Hello and welcome to Accent Adventures. I'm Neil.
And I'm Emily. So, Neil, have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went in there?
All the time. I call it the Great Room Mystery. It's like my brain presses the delete button as soon as I cross the doorway.
Well, you're not alone. Forgetting things like where you left your keys, someone's name, or even why you walked into a room happens to most of us. But don't worry, today we'll be talking about how to improve your memory, and we'll share some easy tips to help you remember things better.
Fantastic! We'll also be learning some useful vocabulary, of course. But first, let's start with our quiz question.
Oh, I'm ready.
What's the average number of items a person can store in their short-term memory at one time? Is it A. 5 to 9 items, B. 10 to 15 items, C. more than 20 items?
I'll say A, 5 to 9 items.
Okay, we'll find out if you're right at the end of the program. Now, Emily, why do you think we forget things so easily?
Well, forgetting can happen for a lot of reasons. Stress, distractions, tiredness, or just the fact that we're trying to remember too much at once. Short-term memory can only hold so much information before it starts to fade.
Exactly. It's like trying to carry too many shopping bags, you'll drop some. But there are ways to strengthen your memory and even boost it.
One effective way is through repetition, repeating information several times to help it stick in your brain. For example, if you are trying to remember a phone number, say it to yourself over and over.
Another technique is visualization, creating a mental image to help you remember something. Imagine you need to buy apples, milk, and bread at the supermarket. You could picture a giant apple juggling a carton of milk and a loaf of bread.
That's a strange image, but it works. The more bizarre the image, the easier it is to remember. You can also try association, which means linking new information to something you already know.
Right. If you meet someone named Rose, you could picture a beautiful rose flower to help remember her name. This method is often used by memory champions in competitions.
But improving your memory isn't just about tricks and techniques, it's also about your lifestyle. Exercise and sleep play a huge role.
Yes. Studies show that regular physical activity helps improve brain function and memory. It increases blood flow to the brain, which keeps your mind sharp.
And sleep is just as important. When we sleep, our brain processes and consolidates new information, making it easier to recall later. Without enough sleep, it's much harder to focus and remember things.
So, exercise regularly, get plenty of sleep, and you'll be giving your brain the best chance to thrive.
Another helpful tip is to focus on what you're learning. If you are trying to remember something, avoid multitasking. Pay attention and be present, it'll help the information stick.
Good advice. And don't forget the importance of a healthy diet. Foods like blueberries, nuts, and oily fish are great for brain health.
And let's not forget water. Staying hydrated is crucial because even mild dehydration can affect your ability to concentrate and remember.
Coffee can help too. Up to a point. A little caffeine can boost concentration, but too much can make you jittery and distract you.
Let's dive into some more practical techniques. Have you ever heard of the method of Loci?
Oh yes. It's also called the memory palace technique. You imagine a familiar place, like your home, and place the things you want to remember in different rooms.
Exactly. If you need to remember a shopping list, you could imagine a giant carton of milk in your living room, a loaf of bread in the kitchen, and apples on your bed. When you mentally walk through your house, you remember the items more easily.
That's a great one. Another tip is to use acronyms or mnemonics, little tricks to help you remember lists. For example, to remember the colors of the rainbow, you can use the acronym ROIGBIV, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet.
Or create a story. If you need to remember a list of random words like dog, hat, and ice cream, you could make up a story about a dog wearing a hat eating ice cream.
Did you know that social interaction can also improve memory?
Really?
Yes. Talking with friends and family keeps your mind engaged. Social activities help prevent memory decline and even reduce the risk of dementia.
And if you like games, try playing brain training apps or puzzles like Sudoku and crosswords. They're fun and help keep your memory sharp.
Learning a new skill, like a language or playing a musical instrument, is another fantastic way to boost your memory.
Well, Neil, it sounds like we have a lot of tools to improve our memory. But I think it's time for the answer to your quiz question.
Indeed. I asked, what's the average number of items a person can store in their short-term memory at one time? Is it A. 5 to 9 items, B. 10 to 15 items, or C. more than 20 items?
I said A. 5 to 9 items.
And you were absolutely right. Research shows that the human brain can hold between 5 and 9 items in short-term memory, often called the magic number 7, plus or minus 2.
Yay!
Let's review the vocabulary we learned today. First, we had repetition, which means repeating something to help you remember it.
Then there was visualization, creating a mental image to recall information.
We also talked about association, linking new information to something familiar.
Consolidate means to strengthen and make something more stable, like improving your memory through sleep.
And finally, we mentioned method of Loki or memory palace, a technique where you place items you want to remember in an imaginary space.
That's all for today. For more memory tips and to practice your English, don't forget to subscribe to Accent Adventures.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.
Bye.